Today we are 3D printing a PS5 remote charging station. I'm going to show you how we're going to change the perimeters of it, how we're going to slice it, how we're going to print it, and how we're going to assemble it. I hope you enjoy this video. So you've downloaded your file, and what you can do now is go into modify, change perimeters, and we're going to change our perimeters. You can take your charging cable in your hand and start measuring it. There will be an image up that would show you what is meant by charger width, charger length, charger height, what exactly it is. But to start with, let's change our charger width. Mine works out at 5.2, actually 5.3, and I'm going to make it 5.4. Next, our charger length is 12.3, and I'm going to make it 12.4. It has to calculate each time, so just be patient. We have to change this first value when we change the height, and mine works out at 17. Just click enter. Cable size, mine works out at 4.5. So it's important to measure your grommet size, basically that rubber grommet that comes right after your port. You just input that value. Your fillet can stay at 1 millimeter, or depending on what type of measurement you get. Mine is at 1 millimeter. My table thickness works out at 18. My tubing length or height works out at 39. And our thickness works out at 20. This is just to change the bracket size. If you don't have a tubing underneath your table, what you can also do, if it's just a normal table, you can make it, if it works out at 30, you can just make the top value, the table thickness at 15, and a tubing at 15 as well. You can also make this clip mechanism longer if you want by changing this value. You can make it shorter as well. It's all up to you. I'm going to keep it at these values. And we are done with our value input. I hope you're enjoying this video and finding it useful. If so, please leave a like and subscribe. Also, if you considered supporting me, my PayPal link is in the description. Also, I missed a week. This video has been keeping me really busy, but other than that, enjoy the rest of the video. So step 2 is just basically saving our file. So what we're going to do is go into utilities, 3D print, and we're going to save this block, and this bracket. These two sides you can just download the files and start printing. No need to print them from the file, but if you want to, you're more than welcome to. They do not change depending on the parameters and the values that you added on the block itself. So what we're going to do is do this block. We click OK. I have a file already selected that I want to save them in. And I'm just going to save it. It already saves as block 1. We save. We're going to save block 2. I already have this file. It saves as block 2. Then we're saving our bracket. So we're going with clicking on the bracket, clicking OK. And it would save as table clip. And we just save. And we're done with saving. We can go on to slicing and printing. And I'm here with my BIQ B1, and we're going to print PLA. So we're going to open that file, and I'm going to import all of our files. And now we can arrange it to where it works well. Just like that. Move this out. These two can be moved just like that. So you can decide to print everything with one color or with different colors. The reason I'm showing everything at once, I just want to show what orientation they need to be printed at. So for the blocks, the outsides needs to be on the build plate. The insides are showing up. There will be a bit of an overhang, but no supports will be needed. Another thing you will also see is block 1 and block 2. If you want to print in different colors and are afraid of mixing up the blocks, always remember that they're block 1 and block 2. Also, these wings have an L and an R on them just to show that left and right is also there. This clip should also be printed on its side. It adds more flexibility to it, and I would actually suggest printing it out of PETG and the rest printing it out of PLA. So that's the whole design. And another thing, if you want to print it in different colors, start with printing these blocks, and then you can print these, and then you can print your bracket. But that's all up to you. Before we move on to the assembly of the bracket, I just want to go over the settings that I'm using to print these files. So I'm using PLA. My quality is going to be at 0.2 millimeters and my nozzle is at 0.4 millimeters. The infill is at 20%, which is strong enough for the work that we are doing. And then the speed that I'm running at is 100 millimeters per second. You can run it depending on what machine you are using and also the type of plastic you are using. Cooling, we are at 100%. Supports, we have deactivated. And build plate adhesion, we have nothing. All of the rest still stays the same. Walls stay the same. And we just print it as is. So we can slice it. I'm going to print these brackets in one color. And I always like printing them on the side. And we can preview them and we can see what they would look like when they print. If you feel your part is not strong enough, you can add another wall to it, or you can add a larger amount of infill to it. It all depends on you. So I can just save this to my removable drive and eject. And our blocks are done printing. And they don't look too bad. So we're going to start off by inserting our cable. We take the side that we measured and we insert it to the block. Just make sure it's nice and snug and at the bottom as it should be. We put in the cable as well, pressing it in and keeping it there, making sure that it doesn't move too much while we add our second block. Once our second block is up and we have it nice and snug, we're going to take our bolts and we're going to add our bolts. Then I'm going to use an Allen key screwdriver and I'm going to drive both of these screws or bolts right into our blocks. And they're nice and secure. To make sure that they're secure, you'll see that they don't tighten as easily anymore, and also they'll be sitting flush with the block. This also depends on what type of Allen cap you're using, so just take that into consideration as well. The next part is just going to add our wings. Okay, so now we're just making sure that we know where our wings are going to go. So I remove both of the wings and I'm adding super glue to all of the ports. Then I'm taking my wings and I'm adding them into these ports. Now all we have to do is just hold them like that until they dry up. So using one hand, I'm just adding this clip and recording with the other hand. And we're going to see how it works. We're taking our PS5 remote and we're just clipping it in. And it sits nice and snug. And I'm just inserting my plug into my laptop and just seeing if everything works. And as you can see, it lights up. Everything is great. There's some edits I would make on this design before I release it, but otherwise, I think it came out pretty good. And we are done with another video. Please remember to like and subscribe. And I also made a Discord channel for anyone interested in joining. It's easier to contact me as well. So yeah, if you have any problems or any type of ideas that you want to share, or just find a community that you want to join, you're more than welcome to join our Discord channel. And yeah, I'm busy with a new video and we'll see how that works out. Otherwise, thanks for watching and have a Maker's Day.